All right, our viewer question today is a question that I have had several viewers ask similar questions in a little bit of a different way, but it has to do with thyroid health. So basically, we have some viewers that are curious if you have any recommendation on a specific type of food that is helpful in promoting thyroid health.
Well, such an important question, such an important gland, that butterfly-shaped gland, the base of the neck, that puts out this vital hormone called thyroxine. Every cell in your body needs thyroxine. It determines how quickly your cells burn energy, burn glucose, and you need an adequate amount of thyroxine in your tissues. That said, the thyroid gland can hypofunction. You can get hypothyroidism. And it's common. It seems to affect women more than men, but certainly guys can be hypothyroid. And of the two main causes for hypothyroidism, I'm only able to offer a nutritional insight into one of them. And that is the issue of iodine. Every molecule of thyroxine, that vital thyroid hormone, has 4 atoms of iodine hanging on it. You've got to have enough iodine in your diet to make thyroxine. And most people eating in the Western style of nutrition get their iodine from fish. Most everybody eats fish once or twice a week. And because fish swim in the ocean, they wind up having lots of iodine in their tissues that wind up in the person's body who eats the fish. But as an ethical vegan and passionate environmentalist who see us strip mining the ocean, we are clear cutting the oceans with these vast 10-mile-long fishing nets, scooping up everything in their path. I say stop eating fish, stop eating everything out of the ocean. Let the oceans heal. It's time to let the fish off the hook. And for that reason, us people with V is in front of our name there, those of us in the vegan community, right, we don't have iodine coming from fish. Well, that's an issue. You got to get iodine somewhere. Where are you going to get it? Now, normally, iodine is also found in the soils. It's a mineral that's found in soils. And if the soils are healthy, as they used to be 150, 200 years ago, the vegetables that you grow in the soil, especially green vegetables that take the iodine up in their roots, and also the root vegetables, the carrots and turnips and beets that grow right in the soil, they suck up iodine as well. And because there's still some iodine in the soil, another reason why you want to eat those green and yellow vegetables and eat those root vegetables, get your iodine. It's really important. But what if your vegetables are being grown in iodine-depleted soil? What if the farmer is pulling out the vegetables, but the only thing they're putting back in the soil is chemical fertilizers, so-called NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, but they're not putting the iodine back in. The good organic farmers, and especially the veganic ones who don't use animal products, manure or blood meal, all that stuff, they will buy, or else go, if they live near the ocean, they'll take their pickup truck down to the ocean, they'll load it up with seaweed that's washed up on the shore, and they'll compost that, and they'll plow it back into their soils, and they'll put the iodine back into their soils. And that's what we ought to be doing, good, conscious, veganic agriculture. But because you may not be able to rely on that, what can happen is that, especially the fast food, junk food vegan, if you're just living on veggie burgers and granola bars and energy drinks, it's vegan, but the iodine content of that is zip. And that's a good way to wind up iodine deficient. Now, iodine's involved in lots of other reactions in the body, but it's certainly essential for thyroxine production. And I think at least some of the vegan folks over the years who come to me, I'm not doing well on my vegan diet, I don't have the energy that I used to, I feel heavy when I get up in the morning. Some of these folks, not all by a long shot, but some of them what they're really reporting, this is subclinical hypothyroidism from iodine deficiency. And if they would add some iodine-containing foods back in their diet, whoa, they feel much better. And you don't want to wind up like one of these folks. Now, I'm not saying that, oh, the answer is Lugol's iodine, where it has massive concentrated amounts of iodine. You want to get iodine toxic. If you flood your thyroid gland with too much iodine, you'll paralyze it from producing thyroxine. Ironically, you'll wind up creating the very hypothyroidism from the iodine you think you're trying to replace there. You don't want to overshoot. More is not better when it comes to iodine. We're talking about small amounts, 150, 200, 500 at the most micrograms, millionths of a gram a day. It goes out through the urine. What to do? Well, there's some foods that are going to have iodine pretty reliably. At the health food store, they sell sea vegetables that have been grown in the Atlantic away from Fukushima there. And they have names like wakame, that green seaweed that you see in the Japanese restaurants on the salad there. Arame, it's a darker, blacker looking sea vegetable. Dulse, salty, but a pinch, but a gob, that you can pick up in 2 or 3 fingers. A gob of dulse onto your salad twice a week, 3 times a week should really meet your iodine needs. And again, a gob of arame or wakame thrown into a salad or a soup. Smart thing to do, and that would be a good iodine source. So I don't like seaweed. So what's to do? Well, using a pinch, underline pinch, 1/8 of a teaspoon of iodized sea salt at the table, on the surface of your veggies, on your corn on the cob, or on your mashed potatoes. That's a nice way to meet your iodine needs. And so a pinch of iodized salt at the table is an appropriate way to get your iodine in as well. And eat lots of green and yellow veggies, a lot of root veggies, and that should meet your needs and hopefully clear up hypothyroidism from iodine deficiency. How do you know if you are iodine deficient? There's all sorts of strange skin tests and things, etc. The best way is a 24-hour urine test. If you are fully replete in your iodine stores in your tissues, you ought to be peeing out about 100 micrograms of iodine every 24 hours. So you collect your urine, and for 24 hours, you send it off a little bit, they calculate how much iodine went out in the urine, and if it's only 10 micrograms or 30 micrograms, it means you are so short of iodine, your body's holding on to it. So low iodine in the urine is a sign that you need more. In general, make sure you're not iodine deficient as far as your thyroid, but don't overshoot and don't go crazy with the iodine. Add some iodine-containing substances, sea salt, sea vegetables. And there are multivitamins that are suitable for vegans, low potency ones, that contain 100 micrograms of iodine. And that works. And so if you take Dr. Furman's vitamins, one of those, you'll handily cover your iodine needs as well. So I guess that would be a third way to cover your iodine needs. All that said, that's one cause of hypothyroidism, iodine deficiency, and that's easy to prevent or remedy. Unfortunately, most people with hypothyroidism, it's not an issue of iodine deficiency. Their thyroid's been damaged. There's an autoimmune attack on the thyroid called Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and antibodies get made against your thyroid tissue, and the thyroid gets really damaged. And you lose functioning thyroid tissue. And the question is, how much thyroid tissue do you have left? After the Hashimoto storm blows over and the damage has been done, how much functioning thyroid tissue do you have left, and can it carry your thyroid needs? And the best way to do that is work with your doctor, see if you've had Hashimoto's, and I wish I could tell you if you had, that eat 2 cloves of garlic and wear a rutabaga around your neck, and your thyroid function will magically come back. alas. I'm looking for those in the literature, but I don't have a magic cure to resuscitate a burnt out thyroid after Hashimoto's has done a lot of damage there. So those are the folks who need to take just a pinch of thyroid hormone, and that's between you and your primary care physician. So that's my take on thyroid tissue issues. And when I see on the chart that a patient has questions about thyroid, I wince a little because I know I'm not going to give them that answer that they want. How do I get my thyroid tissue functioning again? But again, make sure it's not iodine deficient and work with your family doctor. And keep looking. We may come up with a way to wake up damaged thyroids. And if so, I'll be one of the first docs to share that news with you. So stay tuned and eat your sea vegetables and be happy. Hi everyone, Dr. Michael Klaper here, announcing our new format for our Q&A with Dr. K. Each day, Annie Hagen will be asking me one question that's been sent in by our viewers. So if you want to see if your question is getting answered, do join us for our daily Q&A with Dr. K right here. Hope to see you then.